Welcome everyone. The moment we've all been waiting for, 20 questions with Nathan and Paniz. We're going to dive into getting to know myself, Vice President here at LegalSoft. The honor of having Paniz here on her birthday, interviewing me. Looking forward to seeing what questions she has in store. Paniz, welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to ask you 21 questions and just like chit chat.
We've been talking about this for a while.
For a while. So let's just get to it. Do you have a middle name?
No middle name. My parents gave up on my middle name. Gave my sisters both middle names, but not me.
But do they call you like Nathaniel or is it just Nathan?
Nathan, Nate Dog, Nate, any of those.
And where do those like nicknames come from? Like rooted from? Friends, family?
Grade AIM.
Oh my God, I miss AIM. That was cute.
Yeah, Nate Dog Baller.
So you used to like video chat people on AIM? Like send little messages, oh, like VC me, question mark.
Yeah, and the way statuses and whatever song we're listening to at that moment.
Did you always like grow up in the Valley or have you ever lived anywhere else?
Grew up in the Valley, lived in Northern California for 2 years for school, and then moved back.
Where is Northern California?
In Berkeley.
So you went to Berkeley for your bachelor's degree?
Yes. Yeah, I went to Berkeley with a few of my friends.
Did you like it there?
Yeah, it was like a very college town. Lived on frat row, a lot of fun, exciting educational moments.
I see. So were you in a fraternity?
No, I lived on frat row, had a bunch of friends in frats, but never made time for.
Why? You were so busy with becoming a philosopher or getting your philosophy degree that you don't want to join a frat?
It was just a lot of work. It was pretty hectic.
I see.
To like rush, and you have to go through the hazing, and
You're just not down. I see. Tell us where you went to high school.
went to Taft High School.
Okay. Did you play any sports?
Played volleyball for a few years.
So when we like Google your name on Google, like Nathan Sumek, your volleyball photo comes up, right?
Yes, I'm so glad you've done that. Scrubs.
Are you you didn't play basketball, any other sport?
No, we tried playing basketball, and then it was just too competitive. So
I see.
a lot of my friends just went to volleyball.
I like that. I remember because I went to Elko, so you guys would always like play against our school, so it was like really competitive, and then just a lot of stuff would happen between the two schools, so it was so much like drama. So it's interesting.
Yeah, high school was a great time. Yeah, I'm glad it's done.
Yeah.
And we went from there to college, and I know college, whenever I transitioned towards my last year, I was just so focused on work. And like,
What kind of work were you doing? Were you working during like your schooling, or what were you doing?
yeah, me and my buddies always had some company or some program that we were doing and trying to figure out, and it all kind of led up to kind of where we are now.
I see. So one of the questions I asked, so let's just say you're 16 years old again. A lot of people nowadays are like, oh, like I'll just be like so rich when I'm older. I really don't have to do anything. I'll marry rich or I'll do something on those lines. But you're saying an aspect that like you and your friends always had an idea of what you want to do, like a business model or something that you want to do. At what age or what kind of put you in that mindset that you're like, one day I want to do this, and then you've actually accomplished it unlike others?
Yeah, I think growing up, being of first generation, parents were immigrants. Moved here from Iran. My mom traveled like 4 days on camel out of Iran and came here. And we grew up on food stamps, like a one-bedroom apartment. Then my dad started a small business, and so we're always rooted in small businesses and growing businesses. And it was just the only way we knew how to survive. And so in high school, I had a project where I sold things on Amazon. I was one of the first hair product sellers on Amazon.
Oh my God, look at you. Always a business mindset, entrepreneurship. I like that.
Yeah, a lot of things I wasted my time with, but some things really worked out.
And then just tell us, so you graduate Berkeley. Did you go straight there into after high school? Or did you go to like a 2-year community college?
Went to community college for 2 years, then transferred to Berkeley.
Okay. So then what year did you graduate Berkeley? And then how did you start LegalSoft? Did it just come?
High school 2016. I graduated Berkeley 2018.
2018. Okay, right. 2 years before COVID. So at least you got to experience college like unlike others. So then you finished school, and then how did this LegalSoft?
We got to edit all of that out.
Why?
I graduated Berkeley 2020.
What am I expecting to see from you? Or what is everyone going to like see? What are you going to do that's going to be like crazy? Or what are your dreams like that you know that you can accomplish, or just like stuff that you want to?
Yeah, so first is really, doubling and tripling down on what we currently have.
Besides LegalSoft, I want to talk about you. So besides LegalSoft, we know LegalSoft will be 10 out of 10 always. What are your goals in like your future?
Yeah, my goals in the future is really just focused on the current moment.
Okay.
It's really just like I gotta like because there's no future unless you kind of get there.
I see.
So it's super important to like every single day I wake up. How do we make the services better? How do we make the company better? How do we grow? How do we make sure the staff is happy? Um, but I think once I get a second to like calm down and do that, then yeah, I think eventually, I mean, hopefully, getting married.
Um, how many kids are we talking about or thinking about?
Everybody wants to have as many kids as they grew up with.
Yeah.
With two older sisters, it was a perfect situation for me.
So do you prefer like two boys, one girl, two girls, one boy, all boys, all girls?
Grew up having two older sisters, but I think it helped in a lot of different ways.
But I feel like when you have a sister, because they like they're like nurturing, as you say all the time, that you're like this because of growing up with like sisters and like a mom. Where if you have brothers, you're more like, I don't know, like hastily, like aggressive, like you wouldn't be so like kind and like the way you are. So I feel like having daughters will portray that for like your future too.
Yeah, I think both of them have their pros and cons. I have my guy friends who just have two older brothers, and they're just a lot more aggressive than me.
Yeah, which we don't like. We don't want aggressiveness. To each their own. So I want to know, do you have anything planned for yourself in like 2024? If you want to give us a hint on what you're working on.
Yeah, I mean, luckily the team's grown here, and we have a lot of managers and people involved. So now we had some more time, and it's like recently started writing the book. Well, almost finished the book the last 2 years. Been writing virtual staffing for law firms. So that's going to come out 2024. It's pretty much done. The cover looks great.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Looking forward to getting that out there.
And then can you give us like a glimpse, like what typically about virtual staffing are you talking about? What is like the key components that people should look for?
So a lot of people know about virtual staffing, and they have virtual staff, and they think they're an expert on it. Having hired probably over 2,500 of them and setting them up and managing them and being so hands-on initially, there's a lot of key things that you have to do to make it a success. Growing past 5 virtual staff successfully gets a little challenging, 5 to 10. So the book kind of outlines per practice area, per position, what are the KPIs to be tracking, how to onboard them, what are the incentive programs, how to keep them happy, where to find them, what countries are the best for what positions. And so it's basically just all of our key tips and secrets all into one book. And if you're an operations manager or you're an attorney, you can jump to any section of the book and just see what pertains to you.
Oh, that's nice.
So if you want to see what tools your intake staff should use, all the tools are in there with a description. If you want to know what kind of KPIs to set up for your intake staff or case manager, you just jump to that section. It's all in there. And then it has QR codes. So if you want to scan something, get an actual job description, or scan something and get access to our tracking sheet for deliverables for your team, you can do that. It's all in there.
That's cool. That's really like technology future wise. I never seen the QR codes on books before. You mentioned KPIs. Okay, before I started working here, I don't know what KPIs are, whatever. So when everyone throws that term around, why is it so important? What does that mean, giving your case manager or your intake KPIs? What does that mean? What do you get for making your KPIs?
Yeah, really what it comes down to is if you hire someone, you want some results. A lot of companies hire someone and go and don't really know what's working, what's not working. The person's busy, but what are they doing? So KPIs is basically you're paying someone, $2,500, $3,000, $10,000 a month. What are you getting out of it? So creating some real KPIs, key performance indicators, that kind of show you what your return on is on your investment. So if it's, for instance, collecting medical records, did you collect 100 medical records in 1 month? And making sure everything's profitable. And then as you're growing, making sure the KPIs are growing with you. Whoever's doing well, bonusing them. Yeah.
So do you think that's like really important in any industry, not even like law firms or like legal world? Everyone should just have KPIs because it kind of shows your value to the business, right?
Yeah, we started incorporating KPIs in like my friend group chats. It's like who's gonna do what, who's doing what, who's late, who's on time. But yeah, if you're managing sales, if you're managing any business, it's important to like kind of create monthly KPIs. I think one thing we talk about with new lawyers who are just starting out, who have no idea, they say, I'm just gonna go start my own firm. And a lot of these new people say, I want to be as big as person X, right? And then, okay, great. what does person X
Yeah, you're right. I hear that a lot too. I want to be like this person, but they don't know what goes into it.
what does person X have? Okay, they have 3,000 cases. Okay, how do you get 3,000 cases? How much does that cost you? Okay, it costs you, $3 million. Okay, how are you gonna get 3 million? Okay, you can't. So by year one, you have to have this. But setting up some realistic expectations, and if you can plan that ahead of time, you can say, okay, I need $500,000 to get started.
And where do they get the $500,000? Like loans?
They can call Paniz.
Like call mommy and daddy, or like a loan? Because, okay, let's just say I just graduated, I want my own law firm. I have to get a loan, realistically, right? Because no one has $500,000 laying around.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real. Where are people getting their money from? What you've seen.
Yeah. It really starts with having a clear plan.
Okay.
If you have a plan on what you're going to do with the money, where you're going to go with it, you'll have no problem getting money in. There's enough money, especially if you're in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
People want to bet on a winning horse, but if you're just kind of starting your firm and you have no idea what a budget is, you have no idea what expenses are, you have no idea how to generate cases, you have no track record, you shouldn't even get a loan. You shouldn't even be allowed to leave your house, let alone start your own firm. But if you have someone mentoring you, coaching you, who says, okay, you need $500,000, you need to spend $100,000 a month on ads, you need to spend $50,000 a month on staff. By month 3, you need to hire 2 assistant case managers, and you have a clear plan laid out. People will take 20% of your firm initially, give you that money, and you'll grow. We see that more and more every single day with people who have some actual plans.
Does LegalSoft offer something like that, where if I just graduate like law school, I need help, do you guys help me?
Yeah, LegalSoft is very creative. First, because of our passion of just wanting to help if we can help, connecting with the right people, supporting you ourselves. Every single day, we do some weird, funky deal to just help, especially new attorneys. Even if it's like, a new attorney comes here who doesn't know what's going on, they just fell off the bar. Connecting them with a mentor, or connecting them with a bigger firm who can refer them 20 cases a month, whatever it is, to really get the firm started. And of course, we don't do this to everyone. It's those who are ambitious, those who are smart, who are committed. We do that with.
So it's like Shark Tank. I come and say, I want to open my own law firm. I need you guys to invest in me. So then that's basically what LegalSoft does. So who are you as one of the characters or the judges or whoever they are, the investors?
I wouldn't say we're a Shark Tank. We just want to help. So depending on who it is and how it is, we want to make sure we can connect with the right person and help. Who am I as one of the investors? I don't know. Every single day it's different. Some days we're wonderful. Some days we're Mark Cuban. Some days we're Barbara. Depends on the day. Depends who we're talking with and what kind of mood we're in.
I always hear, because you say, and so does Hamid, because Hamid's always told me before too, I don't do things just to expect something back in return. We always want to help. And you say the same things as well. So do you think that's a better mentality to have than oh, I'm going to do this for this person so they can do this one for me too? Kind of getting a win-win. But I feel like you guys don't expect that back in return. I feel like that's why the core company's culture, us being successful, is because of that mindset. So how do you think people should be in that mindset and kind of ensure that they'll be successful that way too, not necessarily trying to get a win from someone else too?
Yeah, I think you miss a lot of the shots you don't take. And so if you always expect to get something in return right away, you don't know really what can come out of it in the future. So yeah, for us, it's if there's a way of making it work with someone or referring them to someone or building that relationship, we will. And hopefully they do blow up, and hopefully we were a part of it.
I like that. What else should we chit chat about? I feel like I'm missing so many questions. Oh, what's your favorite color?
Favorite color is green.
Why? Because of money?
No,
Because of plants? Or why do we like green?
we've just been green. I think everyone was always blue growing up. Everyone's
It's a boy color. Like how mine's pink and you're blue right now.
yeah. No, I think mine was just green because it's a little kind of like blue, but green.
What's your favorite number?
16. 4th grade. My teacher, Miss Wynn, numbered all of us like we're cows.
That's funny.
And I was 16, and it just stuck with me to be 16.
Do you know what cow means in Farsi?
No, but you always call someone it.
Gov. What languages do you know how to speak? Fluently, not butchering words.
Farsi and English.
Okay, should we say something in Farsi? Talk to me in Farsi. We can do translations after. Let's do something impressive. Let's impress the people who are actually listening that we can speak different languages.
This was not ready for this one.
سلام خوبم مرسی
این هفته شما plans دارین؟
It's so funny when you talk. Yes, من دارم ساندی میرم ایتالی برای 2 هفته بعدا نیستم برای تولدم.
به به پاریس.
به به به. نه فقط دارم میرم ونیس، مولان، روم and فلورنس
آها ولی پاریس بودین.
بودم. تو رفتی؟
بله من یه بار رفتم، خیلی خیلی دوست داشتم، میخوام دوباره برم.
Did you go to the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah, I went to Eiffel Tower when it was freezing cold.
Did the sparkling lights? Oh, you traveled there alone?
Yeah. I was
Look at you. I like that. So you're not scared to be alone. You've learned how to be by yourself. You're not waiting for someone to like always be there.
Yeah, no, I like my alone time.
Do you like being independent?
Yeah.
Why? Because you've grown up with 2 sisters, mom and dad, everyone's always there. So you want to be alone now?
Yeah, no, I'm very not independent, and there's always someone there to help me. Like when everyone always helps me. But yeah, I definitely like having a breather.